Those who forsake the law praise the wicked. Those who uphold the law resist them. Welcome to the Voice of Resistance. Here's your host, Randall Terry.
Why does media coverage matter? Media coverage of you, of me, of our events, or media coverage of some pretty bad people. Why does it matter? Well, it matters because literally tens of millions, hundreds of millions of Americans and billions of people around the world are affected by what they see and hear in the news. Media coverage should be critical to every Christian because it is really and truly one of the only ways that we can get our message out to the masses. And it's also one of the only ways that bad people can get their message out to the masses. And so my wife says frequently, look, the media is a tool. It's like a hammer. A hammer is not intrinsically good. A hammer is not intrinsically evil. A hammer can be used to build. A hammer can be used to harm someone. It's a tool. I know that there's a lot of Christians that think that the media is evil. Well, first of all, I've been in the public square for 30 years. I have been interviewed by hundreds and hundreds of people in television, radio, and newspaper. And I can honestly tell you, some of them are not good people, but there's a lot of them who are good people. There's a lot of Christians in the media realm. But they're trained, whether they're with us in their heart or against us in their heart, they're trained to present a story. They're trained to deliver the goods to the viewer or to the reader or to the hearer, to deliver the goods that we give them. And I think that one of the reasons that so many Christians think that the media is evil is not necessarily because they're evil. And I'm not talking about people like Rachel Maddow on MSNBC. I mean, she's obviously got an agenda. I'm not talking about people like her. She's a commentator. But I think that one of the reasons that so many American Christians think that the media is evil is because the bad guys, the left-wingers, the baby killers, the advocates for so-called homosexual marriage, they're just better at using the tool than we are. They've learned how to use the hammer, and they keep dropping it on us. And so if we want to use the hammer, then we simply have to learn how to use the tool. Now, I know that there are members of the media, some of whom will watch this, or some of our friends go unnamed, and they might take affront at this. But the simple fact of the matter is that the media beast must be fed, all right? The 24-hour news cycle for CNN, Fox, CNBC, MSNBC, and these other networks, they've got to have content. They've got to have news. Your local paper has to have something on the front cover. It's got to have something in the local page. It's a beast that must be fed, all right? So sometimes in movies or in dramas on television, you'll see somebody make the tongue-in-cheek comment, well, it's time to feed the beast. And that parlance, those words, are used every day in the media world. It really is a beast that must be fed. It really, therefore, is a tool at the disposal of people who want to feed the beast, who want to give the media something to cover, who have an event worth covering, who have a message worth hearing, and who do what they do and say what they say in a timely fashion. They do what they do and they say what they say at a moment when it's germane to the discussion at hand. In other words, if you want to do an event right now and get media coverage, you could do it on two things and be 90% sure that you're going to get coverage in your local community. One, border control, the southern border. Two is the CIA and the NSA and all of the alphabet soup of our federal government spying on us. If you want to get media coverage for a message of justice, of liberty, you have to be timely. It's got to be what's going on at that moment. But before I go into show you how to do a press release, which I'm going to do, and how to speak in sound bites, which I'm going to do, how to have an event. I'm going to do all that. I want you to get it settled in your mind. Media coverage matters because the truth has within it the seeds of its own victory. Lies have within them the seeds of their own destruction. But if people who are promoting lies and immorality are using the tool better and more frequently and with more pizzazz than we are, we can expect to be losing the debate publicly. And one other reason it matters is because, and I say this half in jest, but the message is good. If the media didn't cover it, it didn't happen. You want to be covered because what you believe, what you stand for, and what you are saying are relevant in time, in human lives, and in eternity. So we know that God's got a good record of it for the day of judgment, but we want a good record here. We want a good prophetic voice here. We want to be able to take that tool, the hammer, and drop it here. I'll teach you how in the rest of the show.